The cool thing about me is that I'm a professional hater. Even though I might be a professional, I at least get paid to do it. You guys are doing it for free. I'm going to refer to chat for a lot of these, though I will of course give my 2 cents because my opinion matters more than yours. So without further ado, we will deliberate, rank, and watch, because we're haters, we hate watch, top 5 most hated characters in the game. Can we put specifically MK Leo's Aegis in there? And you guys are already, somebody put Rob in there. I don't think Rob deserves to be in there. All right, let's address what is the opposite of the elephant? I don't even need to talk about this one. There's been more videos about Steve than there have about Akola or Mia. There's more videos hating on Steve than there are about our top players as a whole, to be honest. And it's a little sad. I think it says a lot about us as a community. I think I'm low-key spitting, by the way. I never thought about that until I just said it. We need to add one more tier to be told what to do. I like to organize the in the conversation tier because, you know, they need to be talked about. You know what I mean? Obviously the Belmonts, and Simon is the uglier one. People don't like Snake, even though there's no way I put Snake in there. Yoshi, classic. Young Link, classic. Zelda, classic. All hated on characters. Samus, classic. These are all characters that people just generally hate on. Almost universally hate on. Honestly, Loki Zero Suit is ironically in the conversation because everyone who plays Zero Suit hates Zero Suit. Oh, Sonic, Sora. So I'm not making my top 5 most hated characters because my list would most certainly look quite different from your list. So I want to hear what chat has to say. While talking with chat, I'm going to try making this list. So we're talking about the most annoying characters, 4 absolutely sure, that are hated. Steve is obviously number 1. We don't even really have to talk about Steve. I don't even need to show gameplay for Steve. We've all seen it. You've watched a tournament, some random Steve player beat your favorite top player. It doesn't matter who you are, what you stand for. You don't like Steve. And the only reason you probably like Steve is because you play Steve. Let's be honest. Next most annoying character, Game & Watch. Come on. He's not cool. The funniest thing this guy does is side B, hit a 9, and that's it. But his gameplay is bland. It's annoying to play against. It's cutscene combos that we all love so much. Recovery's broken. There's no shenanigans that happen when you're fighting against Game & Watch. You just watch somebody get invalidated 3 to 4 minutes straight, and then it's over. Min Min? You think Min Min's in the top 5? I mean, it's pretty fair. How about this? How about we watch some fun little Min Min gameplay, right? And let's see what you guys think. I'm gonna say it. This character may be one of the most hated, but I don't know, man. Not Doramigi, he's cool. Or who should we watch instead? Who would you rather watch to prove this point? The Buzz versus Leo LTC. All right. I mean, I don't think he's really lost to a Min Min much. This is not. Do you think Min Min deserves to be a top 5 most hated character though?
It doesn't matter though. It looks like he might be done for. There's the Megawatt. That'll do it. The Buzz claims the stuff.
Min Min is so rare. Yeah, I guess that is like another thing, right? What do you find yourself getting tilted at more often? Min Min or like Samus, you know? She ruins very big tournaments everyone is looking forward to. I am talking to a bunch of spectators, aren't I?
It's kind of hard for the Buzz to kind of like, line up these hits.
Man, yeah, he's playing right outside of that range. Honestly, a lot of it does come down to that perk stock. Oh, wait.
What the heck happened?
Suplex! Gonna go ahead and get him off the stage with that powered up arm, too.
Oh my God!
You're gone.
I take it back. Min Min is awesome. Let's talk about some of the other annoying characters, right? Because you guys immediately started talking about Sonic. That's a no-brainer. Like, for very similar reasons, all 3 of these characters are boring to watch and boring to fight against, no matter what. It's not interesting. It's not cool. I enjoy fighting against Steve. I'm a freak, I guess. Maybe enjoy is a strong word. I don't enjoy it. I hate Steve. Never mind. Kazuya top 2 on this list. I think Kazuya should probably go here. I don't think, if you ask most top players, Kazuya would go up here, but he would actually go like above Steve in some people's eyes. But I feel like most people probably don't hate Kazuya like that. Wait, this is just a normal power tier list. Wait a minute. He's kind of right. He's kind of spinning right now. But you guys have to remember that if you put these 5 characters here, you forget about Samus on Elite Smash. You forget about Sora's on Elite Smash. You forget about Banjo doing Banjo things. Ness smashing out of hit stun all the time. Luigi grabbing you. So you have to ask yourself, does any of this sound worse than like Min Min? Sora's just for his voice. I hate Sora because he takes super long to beat and he's really boring to fight. And his combos are also just not cool. Very sauceless character, similar to Aegis, wherever she is. You have to stand there for like 30 seconds every time Sora is off stage. Very true. You know what? I think there's something we can reference here. Do you guys know where that list is on Twitter of the hypest characters in the game? Okay, here we have a community voted sauce/flashiness tier list. I feel like low key, this could kind of resemble characters that people like or don't like, because like in these top 3 rows, most people like these characters, you know, and then you get where it gets a little controversial. I feel like most people probably don't like Ice Climbers or Pichu. That's boring. And then you go down to the bottom. These are hated characters. These are all like hated characters for the most part, you know what I mean? I like how Steve somehow made his way to C-. I don't see Kazuya. Am I stupid? Oh, there he is. A little bit more hype than Little Mac and Duck Hunt. Ooh, I was Joker number 1. I don't know. That one I don't get. Me Gunner. Oh, yeah. So on this list, Me Gunner is definitely one of the top 5 hated characters. I would put Me Gunner here before I put like Min. Kazuya? I don't know. I don't really know. All right, how would you guys change this list? If there are people who agree on a consensus, I will consider it. How's Ike lower than Steve? Ike is lame, dude. Come on. Ike is so lame. Olvar in the conversation? I mean, he could be, but we already have so many people. Robin top 5? This is crazy. This is actually way more controversial than I would have expected. Get Young Link off this list? No, he's boring, dude. I just scrolled a bunch of people who are in the conversation. These guys don't even make the almost top 5 category. I agree with the Robin top 5 lamest. Robin's pretty lame, yeah. Yeah, but like Robin gets his ass beat, so like who cares? You know what I mean? Like at least Robin's entertaining to watch get destroyed. Yeah, we're talking about characters that you guys hate, not necessarily characters that are lame. I feel like you guys are just mentioning characters that you don't see on the list, but you're not really adding to the conversation. You're making it more complicated. But apparently a lot of people think Terry goes up here. It's interesting. Give us your list and we can agree/disagree. I mean, you guys are already disagreeing. This is like mostly my list right here. If this was my list personally, I would change this with like this. That's probably it. I feel like the list is like pretty appropriate. Actually, if this was my personal list, these are not my top 5 hated characters. Like Sora, definitely. Me Gunner, probably. Me Gunner's just like not good enough for me to be mad at. Maybe I would put Game & Watch in my top 5 most hated. I don't know. It's hard to say. No Little Mac or Instant mention. Again, those characters are so like irrelevant to me that I wouldn't put them up there, but I think casuals would probably agree that like Little Mac or Incineroar deserve to go up here. You hate Toon Link more than Young Link? Guys, how do you not think that this guy is annoying? Young Link sucks to watch, to play against. You only don't hate Game & Watch because you're playing ZSS. I'm also talking about in the context of like playing these online. I hate being forced to camp bad characters. I mean, depends on the character. You don't always have to camp bad characters. You can just better player most of them. I actually look at that in a different way where I hate being forced to camp bad players. Like when I fight against Tutu or Kazuya players and I'm like, he could just kill me in one hit, so I actually have to respect his options. Same with Steve players, but like if I get like 0-70'd by like a Game & Watch player that sucks at the game, I don't really care because he's not gonna kill me. I would have to make a mistake for Game & Watch to beat me, whereas like some Mickey Mouse would have to happen for like a Steve or a Kazuya or like a Bowser to like take a game off me. Bad Game & Watches can't kill for yeah. If you watch a lot of my pools matches, what happens is one of two things. I either destroy their first stock without getting touched, or they deal like 100 something damage to me and I have done nothing to them, and then they can't kill me, and then I like maybe 3-stock them anyway, despite taking 100% unanswered, because bad players don't know how to kill. That's a different conversation though. Steve, Kazuya, Luigi, Min, and Game & Watch is the best list. Prove me wrong right now. It's like the top 5 characters in Japan right now, dude. Okay, who would agree with this? Also, since we're ordering tiers, I'll put Sonic over here, because you have to camp Luigi, realistically. No matter what tier you are, you have to camp Luigi. Nobody wants to have to camp, you know what I mean? CSS is definitely skillless too. I hate fighting her. Ooh, Zero Suit, the secret sixth. Get Game & Watch out of there? Bro, I don't know. People hate Game & Watch. People have been hating Game & Watch since I was going to tournaments more regularly. And also, you should hear what people have to say about like just all the Game & Watch players. Nothing nice. Nobody disagrees with Sora being here. Ever since I put Sora up here, chat hasn't said anything about Sora being here. I think most people do hate Sora. That's really funny. The fact that like no one has mentioned anything about it, I think just goes to show that he deserves to be there. I hate that he was the last DLC character. I feel like it was very predictable, but very unfortunate too. I hate that dog, bro. Ever since I changed up this list, nobody has really argued for any of these characters to not be here. They just say, why are these characters, some of these other characters, not higher? But everyone would agree that these characters that you see right up here are definitely annoying. So I think this is the undisputed top 5 right here. No, you're just arguing now that I said something about it. Only Young Link shouldn't be there. We don't give a fuck about anything past this point. Look, watch this. Look, this is the list. Nothing matters anymore. There's definitely more characters that deserve to be in this top 5. You could fill this top 5 with like 50 different characters. But dude, you wanna see the saddest. Like this is what made me hate Luigi. Ready? Biggest term of the year. Gluto goes Link. Dude, he's like actually competing. He's doing well. This Link has been in the pocket for so long. Everyone knew he was working on it, and we were all just like, nope, this is troll. It's never actually coming out. He won't ever beat anyone with this. Like, nope, this is trash. Like, and then, you know, like a champ, he loses game 1, move on to game 2. Like, this is lit. But you see that little on that platform over there in that purple suit, that Luigi? Look at it. Die at 50. That's one strong boy. Fast forward to the next one. This would be the best performance a Link has ever had, and it's by Gluto secondary of all characters. He foolishly gets grabbed back here. How boring. How stupid. Doesn't matter where you get grabbed by this character. You die. You will explode. 2-1. Can Gluto clutch up? Can he finish the mission? Boom. Early as Gimp. The Link is doing its job. So then you're like, oh, it's game 5. Gluto's Link. What is about to happen? Starts off, they're playing a little bit of neutral. He's got the bomb out. Oh, bomb's gone. Platform camping. You don't want to get grabbed by Luigi. Uh-oh.
Hey.
Well, damn. That kind of sucked, right? He got grabbed at like, what, 12%? And then what happens? He gets grabbed at 16%. Well, god damn it. Kind of a goddamn shame. You had a real interesting set there, a real competitive set, a real game 5 banger. And then he just got grabbed sub 20 twice and then exploded, making an incredibly interesting, cool set just fizzle out. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Let's hate a little bit more.
Anvil that gets off that first stop.
And unfortunately, I mean, look at the amount of resources on it has now. You know, a bunch of steel.
Isn't that sick? Isn't planking so awesome? I'm waiting for the hype. I'm waiting to think at any point that I like this Steve character. I stopped hating Steve because I personally don't have a problem beating him, but I really hate watching my favorite players lose to him. Yeah, that's fair. And that's a real reason to hate him. I hate watching Leo play Aegis versus this.
But like rally just to get on the board or on it is going to see this to losers final.
This might be it right here, depending. Oh my! You are out of there. I
don't think I enjoyed myself at any point. That's something I was going to say, that the hated characters are also kind of attached to the hated players. It depends. I don't really know. I think a lot of people don't like Onin because they beat Leo a lot, and Leo's a fan favorite, and also Onin plays Steve, so you put those two things together. Not a very likable player. But I've talked to Onin very loosely, and they seem like a really chill, cool person. I may not speak the same language, but Mia is kind of the same way. Game Watch is pretty lame and annoying, but Mia seems like a cool, funny guy, you know? I think it's mostly due to the character, but I do think that on a casual, like, just viewer experience, people just don't like the players I mentioned because of their character and because of the people they beat. Mia feels differently about you, if I recall correctly. He probably thinks I'm cool, right? Hey, I may talk a lot of shit to him, but I have been humble and polite to him every time we've talked. And every time we've played in bracket, I don't pop off. GG's go next. What else did I say? Sora? I feel like I don't gotta prove my point on the Sonic one. Hold on. We don't even have to watch the VOD. Tweak sits down. This is the last match before Tweak's retirement, by the way. At 8 hours and 30 minutes. His set finishes at 9 hours. 30-minute set. Many timeouts. And that's just a 3-1. Imagine if we went game 5. 30-minute 3-1. Nobody wants to play against Sonic. He's just going to time you out. If they really want to win, they don't approach. What set do I watch to prove my point about Sora? Even optimal Sora isn't cool to watch. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to prove my point here because you just have to play against Sora to know what it feels like to play against this. It's all Nair. It's all it ever is. Leading some bullshit smash attack, killing you at an egregiously low percent, and then you mauled. Well, there you go. That's the top 5 most hated characters. Thank you for watching. If you don't agree, because you most likely don't, and most people don't in my chat, tell me in the comments who your top 5 most hated characters are. Follow down there, like, and subscribe. See you in the next one.